one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Key Time Sports. It's Key Time coming back to talk about what I have saw in the NBA through the first 20 to 25 games of the season. Now, I'm going to show everybody the current NBA standings. So now see that when it comes to the teams I see in the East that could give the Boston Celtics problems are exactly what you see on this board right here. The Cavaliers, I'm still not sold on them because we've saw them over the last couple of years have starts, not to this degree, but have good starts. And then when it comes to the playoffs, they fold under pressure. So the teams that I have in the East are the Celtics, Cavaliers, and the Orlando Magic. I don't see the New York Knicks hanging in there when it comes to later on in the season because Tom Thibodeau, he doesn't value his bench. He doesn't because he started last season, and I'm going to go back to last season. He started Josh Hart. He played every game for 13, well, every minute of every game for 13 straight games. So he's not putting enough value on his bench, and that is what's going to derail the New York Knicks in the playoffs. Now, the Boston Celtics, I knew that they were going to have slip ups the first part of the season. After All-Star break, they're going to be getting ready for another long playoff run to the finals. Who knows now? For the Eastern Conference, it might be the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers, with Boston winning in about 5 or 6 games because Cleveland, no one is going to be able to beat Boston in a 7-game series consistently. It's not going to happen. So Boston, they are going to be okay. Cleveland, let's see if they can still have this type of momentum after the All-Star break. So as far as the other teams on this list, the Milwaukee Bucks, they are just an average team now with Giannis at the helm. And Doc Rivers, it seems like they are just going through the motions. Atlanta, we know that they are going to be in that play-in tournament spot come later on in the season. Miami will also be in that play-in tournament spot. So for these two teams, for those teams, and one team I'm not going to leave out is the Indiana Pacers. They are 9-13 right now, so pretty much they can turn their season around. But this is just it's basically we 25 games into the season, so now we know where every team is at in the standings, and we also know what lineups they run best in the NBA, and other teams we know most lineups that NBA teams run when it comes to the teams that are underperforming, like I'm gonna say Philadelphia, Toronto. They those are teams that their star lineups they've had to change it up. And let me tell you, for the Philadelphia 76ers coming into the season, we had them placed in the top 5 as far as Eastern Conference concerned. From what it's looking, that might not even happen because they are 5-14, and then you have a contentious argument. Something was leaked out to the media. So that in and of itself is going to drive a wedge through the Philadelphia 76ers locker room. And plus, the players are going to start thinking, do I have enough confidence in this system? I've seen this happen with some teams. Some teams is just a bunch of individuals wearing the same uniform. That's all. Now, is that what we are going to see when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers? I hope not, because the Philadelphia 76ers, for the last 6 years, they have been knocking at the door. They haven't been able to get past the second round of the playoffs, but as of right now, it does not look great for this team right now, the Philadelphia 76ers. And I'm going to shift over to the Western Conference. Now, the Western Conference, I was talking to some people. I was talking to some people over the Thanksgiving holiday, and I said that the Oklahoma City Thunder, the teams I see that are in the West that are formidable and can make an NBA Finals run, is the Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets, and the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now the Timberwolves, they are 10-10 after 20 games. This is still early in the season, everybody. So, like I always say, we still don't know what type of team we still don't know what type of teams we are looking at when it comes to the NBA. After the All-Star break, we will know what type of teams that we are seeing. But as of right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all the New Orleans Pelicans, they are 4-18. You don't know if Zion, we don't know when Zion Williamson is going to come back. I've heard news that he might not come back this week or next week. And they are just putting all their chips, pushing them all the way to the middle of the table. And hopefully we will find out some news by the middle of January on Zion Williamson's health. And as for the Utah Jazz, they wasn't going to go anywhere. Portland Trailblazers, another team that's not going to go anywhere. But the Sacramento Kings, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and my dark horse team, the San Antonio Spurs. I still have the San Antonio Spurs getting into that play-in tournament. And if they keep pace with everybody in the West and stay in that 9th or 10th spot, they'll be in the play-in tournament. But as of right now, there's still so much in the NBA season that we have to unravel. But after right now, I cannot judge any team, and I'm not completely sold on any team after 20, 25 games of the NBA season and say that, yes, this team is going to go all the way. I'm not completely sold on that. So what we all have to do is wait for about another month and a half, and then we pass on judgment and see who can make a long run into the playoffs. But the teams that I mentioned earlier, OKC, Houston Rockets, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Sacramento Kings, anybody can come out of the West. That's all. Anybody can come out the West. We see where the Denver Nuggets are. We see where the Golden State Warriors are. I still have trepidation when it comes to the Phoenix Suns, because the last couple of years they've had trouble getting consistent bench production as far as scoring from their bench. I'm still not sold on the Phoenix Suns. The Clippers, they might be a team that gets to the playoffs and get knocked out in the first round. So I don't have too much confidence in the LA Clippers. Everybody else, OKC, Houston, Dallas, and Memphis, I could see them getting to the playoffs right here with this format. OKC being the top team in the West and Memphis being the fourth team, I could see that happening at the end of the season. Now, when it comes to the East, there's only about maybe 3 or 4 teams remotely that can give the Boston Celtics a run for their money. Cleveland Cavaliers can do it. The Orlando Magic they might be able to hang with the Boston Celtics for about a 5-6 game series. The New York Knicks, they are going to get wore out before they even play the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. The Milwaukee Bucks, you don't know what you are going to see from them night after night. The Atlanta Hawks, they are a team that's an average team. If they get a Herculean effort from one of their top stars, they may be able to push that playoff series to a fourth or fifth game. And then you have the Miami Heat, who is a team that can basically make series look ugly, make games look ugly, keep it close all throughout the game, and then the last few minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime, go on ahead and win the game. So all in all, this has been a very entertaining start to the NBA season. We still have 4 months left to go in the NBA season. Let's see where everybody is standing after March and heading into the playoffs. And with that, those are my NBA Cup / early season reactions to the NBA season. Now, as far as the NBA Cup concerned, I'm just going to go down this list. 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, Charlotte Hornets are eliminated. The New York Knicks and Orlando Magic, they have a chance at winning the being the Eastern Conference representative in the NBA Cup. As far as for the Western Conference, Clippers, Minnesota Timberwolves, Portland Trail Blazers, Sacramento Kings, Phoenix Suns, Los Angeles Lakers, San Antonio Spurs, Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets, Memphis Grizzlies, and New Orleans Pelicans, they have all been eliminated in the NBA Cup. Now, in 2 more weeks, the NBA Cup championship will happen. One thing I can say is that the Celtics, they don't need an NBA Cup championship. They don't, because they're trying to go and get the real thing. But these young and upcoming teams like Orlando, Houston, Houston, and teams like that could build confidence going into the playoffs. So that's all I see from the NBA Cup, and that's all I see from the outlook of the rest of the NBA season. And with that, those are my NBA Cup / early season reactions to all teams in the NBA. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And remember, please like and follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember one last thing, the key is always on time.